I like how Northerners are coming out to tell Atiku to drop his ambition for 2027. Um, I like how Northerners are basically, you know, giving out Atiku even ultimatum, drop his ambition and support a Peter Obi, because it is a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. It's the same no-brainer situation that happened in 2023 that made Atiku become the flag bearer of the PDP. At the end of the day, they lost that election woefully. That same thing will most likely play out. And if it does, sometimes politicians don't know the repercussions. And sometimes the actions that comes after some decisions that they may have taken. The reason I say that is because this is the turn of the South. You can't just come and truncate it. It is even a no-brainer in the first place for him to even go on ahead to contest the elections in 2023. There is no way in the world with what Buhari had done for 8 years, a northwesterner from Katsina, you will now come from a northeast because you are an Atiku having contested for a presidential election for 6 times. Then the country will now come and vote you from the northeast to now become the president of the country. And truth be told, Atiku was the one that spoiled Peter Obi's chances in 2023, not the other way around. Let's just be clear on this, because there's no way power shouldn't have been looked at and shifted to the south. After all, Erifai is a northwesterner. After all, those governors, I think like 6 or 7 of them that came out and said, no, Buhari have done 8 years. We love power. Truth be told, Northerners love power. That's it almost looks as if they were born with it. Unlike the Southerners. Southerners, once you don't give them power, they continue their life as long as they're able to wake up, go out, seek for 1 or 2 things to eat that particular day, or maybe to do their business. Life continues. Being in power is not something that is the go-to thing for an average Southerner. But the Northerner, power is where he eats from. That's where he thinks he can make small change. They're not as dynamic and not as industrious as we are in the South. And also, upon all of that thing, they said, no, you know what? They would have even played the card in such a way that they would have played into the hands of making Atiku the president. They would have done it. But because of Jagaban, the way he was forceful, used monies, everything. But we know the role that Buhari played. Buhari did not, even including his body language. His body language keeps putting out, everybody should go there and contest, anybody that emerge. But trust me, if Atiku, if Asiwaju did not emerge, if Asiwaju did not emerge at the primaries, in fact, it was a foregone conclusion, and the last pot of the kettle was to make sure that Atiku wins. Yes, they wanted to make Atiku the president, but the force of Atiku Jagaban was just too much, and they needed and everybody now gave up as to we don't this guy's his force is too much. Now you have all of those. They have this thing cornered, and they said no. Let's give it to the South. It's not right for a Buhari who has done 8 years. Now give it to an Atiku who will now come and do another 8 years, of course. A northeasterner from northwest to northeast. It's not done. We know that it's not written anywhere. It's not signed anywhere that South power must shift to the south, power must shift to the north. But it has this mutual understanding. Okay, 8 years south, and Peter Obi has come and said, "Look, okay, this may be the problem now. To be the north might now start saying, if we give him now, how are we sure that by 2031 he want to leave?" Yes. It's a genuine concern, but the man has gone ahead and said, you know what? I know they do. I don't think 4 years is what I would use to want to repair this country. From day one, I would work, and by the second year, you would have counted numerous things that I would have done. That's how a leader thinks. Not to wait, you do a policy. After 6 months, you are seeing that policy is killing Nigerians. It's making people go mad, and you are still keeping the policy that is the way it must go. And then you're telling us the money that have been saved, instead of you to help make the money that have been saved work for Nigerians and maybe put the subsidy on food that is expensive. No, you said no, that you are investing it. Oh, wait, is you're investing? Is it when people finish dying? That's when you will know that people cannot see food to eat. Is it when people die? So now you see the potential candidate, somebody who you know can win an election. For crying out loud, nobody gave Peter Obi a chance in 2023. And sometimes I say some things are blessing in disguise. Some things are a blessing in disguise. Imagine Peter Obi did not defect from PDP at the time he defected to the Labour Party. Imagine he did not do that. They would have said, "Come on." After all, when he was with Atiku in 2019, they got 12 million votes. It was Atiku that got him those numbers. It was clear that Peter Obi was a force to reckon with because he had not actually gone for an election as a president before. That was the very first time, and it shocked everybody that he was able to gather those numbers. 12 states, including the FCT, including Lagos. Come on, man. Come on. In fact, including Rivers, save for what the magomago that people who were there did, who said they actually manipulated the result that came out from Rivers State, because Peter Obi won landslide in Rivers State. It would have been 13 states. It would have been. But be that as it may, let's count it the way that INEC did count. You give him the numbers, and now you see an election coming up. On what basis is Atiku wanting to contest? On what basis now are you now wanting, Atiku to contest? I just want to know, because Kenneth Okonkwo really didn't even make any point by saying that it's only a northerner that can remove Atiku from, that can remove Tinubu from power. False. If Atiku mobilizes his supporters and gather around and support Peter Obi before 12 noon of the same day of that election, Tinubu will be gone. I'm not kidding. Now, the repercussion of what Atiku would do if he contests for that particular primaries in 2026, was the primaries is going to be in 2026, about who wins. If he eventually returns, if he's given the flag bearer of ADC, do you know what's going to happen to him? He has completely damaged his chances. Because even if he emerges, the Southeasterners and Southerners would just turn APC. And guess what? By 2031, you are rest assured that Atiku will not win that election in 2031. You are rest assured because you have scuttled the opportunity that for an evil man to emerge as the presidential flag bearer of the ADC. You did that in 2023 with Labour Party, and you did that in 2027 with ADC. It means that you have completely damaged your opportunity for anybody in the South to vote for you at any future election. So this is the only time Atiku has to redeem himself, to say, you know what, okay, 2031 is just four years away from 2027. I'm going to support this man and give him and make sure that he wins. 2031, he has said he's going to leave by May 28, 2031. By 2022, there's no way in the world that Peter Obi will not support an Atiku emergence, given that if he supports him now. There's no way. What will you be telling the Southerner that as an Atiku? What will you be telling them? What will you be telling the Southerner that you should vote for in 2027? What will you be telling them? I want to know, what would Atiku be telling them that to vote, I will now do 8 years from 2027. Why? You do from 2027 all the way to 2034 or 2035 or so. Why? I'm not the only one saying this. There are other Southerners who have permutated, who have made so much talk about this, and I'll play their comments back to back, and then you enjoy it. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear from you as always.
Hello everyone, this is my last call to Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. I've already sent a message to you previously, pleading with you to step aside for Mr. Peter Obi, not because Peter Obi does not have what to win the election without you. It was obvious in the 2023 elections that Peter Obi was actually the winner. We know this. Even the PDP said it. Even the APC government knew what they did. And it is very, very obvious that going forward, stepping in to compete with Peter Obi will only divide the votes and end up giving Tinubu a second term, meaning he will rule Nigeria 8 years. Can't you see the suffering that Nigerians are going through just 2 years into Tinubu's presidency? So Atiku, this is my final advice to you. Many Nigerians have been calling upon you to step aside and allow Peter Obi. You have tried to be president more than 6 times. This is going to be the 7th time. The God that you trust in, the Allah you call upon and pray to, can't you see the handwriting on the wall that you have tried and tried? You've done your part. You were vice president. What else are you looking for? You want to divide the vote so that Tinubu will continue as president for Nigerians to continue to suffer? I am calling upon you to do the needful now. If Nigerians wanted you, by now you should have been president. Why don't you step aside? Forget your personal agenda. Forget your personal ambition. Atiku, don't be selfish. Think of Nigeria first. Atiku Abubakar, this is a sincere appeal. Don't let personal ambition stand in the way of collective progress. Don't allow your long-standing desire for power to blur your judgment or silence the voice of the people. 2027 is not just another election. It's an opportunity to rescue and rebuild Nigeria. The stakes are too high for ego to lead and for history to repeat itself. Sir, if the people's support is for another candidate, someone with fresh energy, broader acceptance, and momentum, do the honorable thing now. Step aside, support unity. Let your legacy be one of wisdom, not just ambition. True leadership sometimes means knowing when to lead, and other times knowing when to support. Nigeria needs a win and not a split. Let history remember you for not how long you pursued power, but for the moment you put Nigeria first. Alhaji Atiku, Nigeria is bleeding, people are dying, people are suffering, people are hungry, and we cannot afford another 4 years of a Tinubu regime. We are not saying that you're the only one that will bring about the win, but we are saying don't divide the votes. And I call upon the ADC coalition, unless if the ADC coalition was formed secretly with a plan to bring in Atiku to stand in as their presidential candidate. But if it was not so, if you truly mean well for Nigeria and you want to see a change, don't allow Atiku to stand in. Nigerians don't want him. It's obvious that Nigerians want change. They want Peter Obi. They want somebody from the South. And it is now the turn of the South. Buhari was incompetent. Nigerians suffer under him. Yet, they allowed him to rule for 8 years. And now Tinubu is obviously incompetent. He said he came to continue where Buhari stopped. Now, he has taken the suffering of Nigerians to the next level. And we want to see change. Give a fresh blood a chance. Give somebody from the southeast a chance. Obasanjo from the southwest had the opportunity to govern Nigeria for 8 years. After Obasanjo, it went to the south, then went to the north, where Buhari took the nation down for 8 years. Tinubu has come now for a 4-year term. 2 years, Nigeria is already gone, and we don't want that to continue. Then some people are advocating that no, power needs to go to the north. Why must it be north-north? Okonkwo is calling for power to the north. Why? Is it because you are supporting Atiku? What will Atiku do? You were supporting Peter Obi. You said several times that they stole the election, that you were so sure Peter Obi was the winner. So if you knew he won, why will you now start saying that he doesn't stand the chance? And you're talking about how the politics works and that the northern vote. I am a northerner. The support for Peter Obi has increased. Many people in the north want Peter Obi, not Atiku. If we wanted Atiku, we would have given him a chance. We have not been electing him. Anytime you have seen him get votes from the north, is because there was no other alternative. I am begging you, it's time to give somebody a chance from the southeast. What is our problem with the Igbos?